Alright, just got back from the haunted hotel. And let's get back to Therese. If this door will let me. Come on, let's open the door and get in. Oh, hello there. Where's your sister?
Not even a knock? I could have been undressing. And who knows what I would have had to do to you. You're here to see Her Royal Majesty Queen Victoria, aren't you?
Yeah, I need to see Therese.
Therese is out making a show of how well her lips fit on the pants seat of the Camarilla. Did you happen to find her chastity belt?
Chastity belt. I need to give something to Therese. It's from the hotel.
Ooh, can I see it?
I'd rather give it to Therese.
I'm not just some silly doll, you know. All my life, my sisters made me out to be a joke. She told you I was an embarrassment, didn't she? That I couldn't tie my shoes, let alone hold on to something for her. Is that it?
No, please calm down.
She's always belittling me. She's the smart one. She's the favorite. She's the successful one. Well, it's not fair. I'm not a fool. This club's success is just as much my doing as it is hers.
I understand, but I still can't give it to you.
Understand what it's like to have your own flesh and blood ripping you apart on a daily basis for 2 lifetimes? Can you?
I'm sorry to hear that, Jeanette, but I really need to give it to Therese.
Fine. You hold on to it.
There we go. It was all an act. Just to spite her sister. If you give the stuff to Jeanette, she'll actually throw it away and you'll fail the quest for the hotel. Alright, let's see. That depends on what it is. What would put a smile on that face?
Noir down the street. I happen to know there's a charity event being organized there. Lots of influential Santa Monicans slithering in for token appearances. But there's one thing they don't know. The whole event's been set up by a kindred trying to establish their own power clique in our city.
Kindred trying to establish their own power clique. Yeah, it's your own sister.
Some brilliant young upstart to spoil the milk.
For you, anything.
I promise this won't take long. Take this knife. Give the paintings in the gallery a good slashing. Don't get caught, and don't turn it into a massacre. And steal the charity box with you. Buy yourself something velvet.
I'm not going to steal charity money.
It's not what you think. Every pretty penny dropped in that box is going right into some other kindred's purse.
Yep, Therese's purse. Fine, I'll do it. Then you'll call off the feud, right?
I'm sure Therese will be thrilled to honor your agreement when you get back. But in the meantime, get to the museum and ruin those paintings. Then pay me a visit. I want to hear all about it. Hurry up. I can only amuse myself for so long.
I'd never intentionally keep you waiting, Jeanette. Goodbye.
Oh, and there was something about the paintings. What was it? I can't remember. Oh well, have fun, Duckling.
Something about the... Yeah, there is something about the paintings. Alright. Let's go there. If the door will let me get out. Alright, Gallery Noir is just across the street from Mercurius' apartment. We're not gonna barge in, we're actually gonna try and talk to someone to get there. This is Chunk. He's a minor recurring character in this game who is blissfully unaware of the world of darkness. Chunk is, in the grand scheme of things, a very lucky individual, as he is not only ignorant of the supernatural, but also, well, too powerless to actually matter to them. Unfortunately, as you can see here, we're not above exploiting his naivete to further our own goals. So I just bluffed him into thinking that I'm the museum director's assistant and I need to take down the paintings because the artist pissed off the director. And we did all that without having to use supernatural powers. I've only had to use my dominate ability in conversations, in one conversation so far, actually.
Look, I'll let you in, but I'll be filing a 62A.
Filing a 62A.
Security station after my shift, just so you're aware.
I'd expect that. Better file a 45-B as well, just to make sure.
Yeah.
The power of lying.
Wouldn't file a 45B. Everyone knows about 45B. Anyway, go ahead on in and you have yourself a nice night.
See ya. Thank you very much, sir. This is what I love about this game. You can pretty much just talk your way past obstacles instead of having to sneak your way in or massacre your way in.
Stale, spongy cake of life. Keep you from
Stale, spongy cake of life.
dream villain of success.
I'll take that to heart. Good night. Alright, let's go in. Now, if you know anything about Vampire the Masquerade, this painting puzzle should be obvious. Even if you don't, you can brute force this puzzle and eventually slash the paintings in the right order. In the beginning, Cain killed Abel and became the first murderer. For this crime, God cursed him with superpowers. He then met a woman named Lilith who taught him how to use his superpowers. Eventually, he left Lilith to become a taxi driver in Los Angeles. Oops, spoiler alert. This is our first big boss fight in Vampire Bloodlines. This is a pretty difficult boss if you're not prepared for it. Alright, we're gonna try to cheap shot this guy, use Dominate 1 and try to stealth kill from... Okay, it didn't work. I guess I'll just have to fight him. In some versions of Vampire Bloodlines, you can use Dominate 1 to stun him and then use the stealth kill to instantly one-shot him and kill him instantly without a fight. So the trick here is to slash twice, block, slash twice. Okay, I'm taking a lot of damage here. I need to blood heal and move back, hide him for a bit so my blood heal kicks in. I don't want to crack one of my blood bags unless I need to. I am taking a lot of damage here. Ow. Ow. Oh, okay, that's scary. I need to drink one of these. Okay, let's use. And I need to check how much melee... Oh, I have no dots in melee and only one dot in strength, so 6 XP. I think I'm gonna put some dots in melee so I don't actually die here. Click, click. There we go. Accept. Need to blood buff, fortitude, presence, then blood buff in that order. All right, let's kill this guy. We're actually doing much better now that he's not able to block all of our attacks. All right, we got him. And I just noticed now that my life bar just randomly disappeared. That's a scary thing. That's a bug in the unofficial patch. Somehow the life bar keeps disappearing. And it can be scary, but fortunately for this run, I've decided to avoid most combat. Alright, let's go back to Jeanette. We've done her work.
What
Whoops.
were you thinking?
That
was my event. Did you think I wouldn't find out?
Wait.
Shut up. I thought I could control my sister as long as Tongue was out of the picture, but nothing's changed. I should have expected that you'd succumb to Jeanette's influence like all the others, but how dare you!
I didn't do it, I swear.
Don't lie to me! Jeanette already confessed she tricked you into doing it. It was probably all Tongue's idea. I'll deal with them later. But that's still no excuse for you ruining my museum.
Okay, 2 choices here. I swear I didn't do it. I even brought you the item from the Ocean House and a diary from there.
Excellent. I'll take that. However, Jeanette claimed you did it for her. But let's say I believe you. After all, you've acted decently and rationally up to now. I imagine you'd still like me to call off the feud.
Yes.
There's only one problem. If Tongue gets word that I threatened Jeanette, which he most certainly already has, it's not likely he'll believe me. So, in order to call off the feud, you're going to have to convince Jeanette to forgive me first.
For Santa Monica's most powerful kindred, I'd be happy to.
Idle threats involving fire and her impious satin sheets. She took them quite seriously and is avoiding me. I want to meet with her and explain that they were said in the heat of the moment. I asked her to meet me at the Surfside Diner to reconcile, but I'm busy with the club and my other endeavors. I'd like you to go to the diner and promise her that I don't plan to take any action against her. Wait for her in the back booth, near the phones.
If the Baron of Santa Monica wants her sister back, I will get her sister back.
For all her unwholesome diversions and irritating disruptions, I should be less tolerant of her. She is my sister, however, and I suppose I'm obligated to forgive her her trespasses. I did sire her after all.
That's a clue right there. She said that she sired Jeanette, which means that they must be the same clan. Alright, let's go to the diner. Alright, there's a... Okay, I got shot. by the quadruplet gangbangers, I'm just gonna activate my disciplines and cut them to pieces. Alright, first blood. Double kill. Stun you and eat you. Dominate 1 is really good at against mortals. You can stun them and then you can just drain them dry. Refill your mana. I mean blood pool. Alright. Ultra kill. Well now, that was quick. I'm just going to use the phone in the back and I'll be out of your way. We got a shotgun and a revolver. Unfortunately, even in the unofficial patch, guns, the early game guns are pretty worthless. They don't start becoming useful until you get to Hollywood. At that point, melee weapons start to become useless and guns become the main thing. Hello?
Terribly sorry about that. My sister was just furious about your refusal to take part in her design, so she sent those men to kill you. But I'm going to make sure it never happens again. Stop by. We'll take care of this. She's crazy! Help!
She's crazy, help! Yeah, I know. Both of you are crazy. Let's get back to the asylum. Let's get back here. Exit. Exit. There we go. And now the big reveal.
You.
It turns out that Therese and Jeanette were the same person after all. When Bloodlines was first released, most people knew that Jeanette was Malkavian because, as I mentioned earlier, she is the poster child for the game, as in her face is actually on the game box, back when games were sold in boxes and the boxes contained cases containing the CDs, not even DVDs for the game. On the other hand, most people assumed Therese was a Ventrue because she acts like a stereotypical Ventrue. She's even talking like a stereotypical Ventrue right now. But if Therese is Ventrue, then that means that Jeanette must be as well if she sired her sister. But as we can see right now, she's Malkavian. They're both the same person. Alright, there's a series of dialogue options here that'll let me convince both of them to set aside their differences and help each other. This also results in a lot of bonus XP, which means it's really worth it. You'll need Persuasion 5, but you also need to be extra nice to both of them throughout all of your interactions with them. Fortunately, I'm on a non-combat persuasion run, so that should be easy to meet. I'm just gonna listen to them bicker amongst each other while I try to calm both of them down.
Before he don't finish that sentence, or you're dead.
Both of you stop.
Don't you want to hear what happened? How she became the pillar of the community she is today? Shut up. Just shut up!
Stop it right now, both of you.
Don't try and stop me. I've had to overlook her treachery, her seduction, relations with my enemies, and the consequences of it. But I won't endure her any longer. Endure me? Dear sister, you've done everything you could to smother me. You love to bury me in your closet, along with all your other skeletons. I'm the good girl. You're the wicked one. You've done nothing but plot against me, when I had our best interests at heart. And despite that, I've always covered up your mistakes. I've taken care of you. And this is how you repay me? Taken care of me. You've done nothing but keep me down.
It's not exactly clear which one is the real sister and which one is the alternate personality, but I'm leaning towards Therese being the real person, and Jeanette either being a manifestation of her Malkavian clan weakness, or actually a real split personality from when she was alive. It's possible that Jeanette actually existed in real life, and that Therese just made her up when she became a vampire because she couldn't find her anymore.
She gets rid of it, and you're a wild animal. You'll run up against anything that'll take you in for the night. Then when you're stuck,
I love how they the developers handled the camera work for this scene. When it's Therese speaking, it shows her side of the face, and it barely shows any of Jeanette's side. And then when it's Jeanette speaking, it shows her side, so it looks like it's two people speaking. Because they have this, rather she has this two-faced effect on her face. Like the left side of her face has Jeanette's makeup and the right side has Therese's lack of makeup.
Mother came home drunk one day and mistook me for Therese. because I'd
Half
fallen asleep
pigtail
in
and
bed.
half
It was
really
weird.
elegant
She's lying.
hair.
Therese walked in while he was there, and she saw me lying with him, and so she went to the closet and pulled out his hunting shotgun, loaded it with deer shot, and blew his mind out all over the silly clown wallpaper. That's a lie. Father killed himself because of Jeanette. She made him miserable. As I recall, he died with a smile.
He died with a smile on his face. No matter what happened, you two need each other to move on.
Why? How will this time be any different?
Think of how powerful you could be if we worked together. Or maybe I
I'd be
should
better
choose.
off without her.
Oh yeah, I
Have you
should
been
choose number
paying
1.
Attention? Oh yes, Therese. Without me, you'd be free to remake this city in your own image. It'd be the first beachfront morgue.
Then you should do it because of the power working together would get you. I should have chosen that dialogue option
Therese
first, I
doesn't
guess.
like to share. Jeanette's irresponsible. She's
Actually, no. If I chose the dialogue option first, I'd have to convince them later that they couldn't live with each other. And had I gone this way, tell them they couldn't live with each other, I'd have to convince them that they'd be more powerful later on. So I guess it didn't really matter. I just had to choose the right options. Therese, let Jeanette have more responsibility.
Responsibility? So that she can ruin every opportunity I give her? Of course. You're the only one who can secure zoning permits and shake hands. I'd never be able to keep up.
Jeanette, stop sabotaging your sister's plans.
I only do it for attention and out of love. You do
Out
it
of
because
love.
You're vindictive and jealous, and you deserve it.
If you'll call a truce and run this place equally, there's no need to kill each other.
Like a child, if she would start behaving like a rational adult.
Alright, you both must have gotten along at one time.
Yes, there was a time. When I was a child, I didn't have...
I believe that's the
I suppose
last option I needed to choose to get them to not kill each other.
Father wouldn't allow us. He said we'd get hurt, so we stayed inside and we imagined our own worlds. And we spent so much time there together, ruling over those places. Those were happier times, before we grew apart.
You don't really want to kill each other, do
I
you?
never did, no. I guess
Alright, we're in the clear.
Jeanette, if I were to offer you equal control in Santa Monica, would you quit consorting with Tongue? I'll stop working against you with him. But since I've got him in my pocket already, there's no reason for me not to pay him a little visit once in a while, when he can be of use. That's not a bad plan. There's just one more thing. I want to be in charge of Santa Monica, but only publicly. I want you to continue to convince others that our relations are strained. That way, we know who our enemies are. I agree.
Give me the gun, Therese.
Take it. I'd hate to look at it again and think of what almost transpired. I suppose now that Jeanette and I have settled our differences, I'll call off the feud with Tongue. Bertram's hiding in an empty oil tank
All right.
at the gas station. I'll tell him to expect a visitor, and I'll ask him to be extra nice.
Thanks, goodbye.
Please give Santa Monica's regards.
And that's that.
And keep your
We're done with the
tongue tied
Sisters
about what
Voerman
happens
and are
when
free to wrap up
we'll
loose
have
ends in
to
Santa
shoot.
Monica before meeting Bertram Tongue.